Hey guys, let's talk about the reason why I originally went from doing just calisthenics to doing weighted calisthenics. Okay, because I get this question a lot. A long time ago, well, first of all, when I really did my first massive transformation, I didn't do any muscle building exercises at all. I was very overweight 4 months before my 40th birthday, and I wanted to have like really ripped muscles and especially really ripped abs for my 40th birthday. So all I really did was plyometric exercises. Okay. Now, and short anaerobic endurance exercises. Okay. Like intervals. So, what I was doing was burning fat, burning calories. I went on a diet that would support that. And I was doing like 3 times a week plyometric exercises, explosive push ups, jumping, standard plyometrics, finishing it up with lots and lots of burpee intervals. And then the other 3 days a week that I worked out on, I worked out 6 days a week. I took Sundays off. What I did was just jump rope intervals. Okay, I didn't really do any like calisthenics bodybuilding type exercises. So I got very, very muscular, very, very lean. And what happened was I was still kind of skinny, especially in my legs. Okay. I'm 5'9", 5'8" and a half to be exact. And I was probably like 165. I looked like a physique athlete. I mean, I looked awesome. My goal for that transformation was to look like the guy Rain, okay, the Korean actor who played Ninja Assassin in the movie. And I think I looked better than he did, okay, honestly, just straight up, because I was very lean. So, but I wanted a little bit more, okay? I wanted to get a little bit stronger, maybe a little bit bigger. So what I did is I basically kept up doing elements of the plyometrics and the burpees and the jump rope intervals for cardio, and I started doing calisthenic exercises. So I started doing pull-ups, chin-ups, dips, squats, like high repetition body weight squats, etc. And I started doing some ab exercises, okay, including straight leg hanging leg raises. You'll bring my toes all the way straight up to the bar. And I did that for a long time. I kind of started mixing things up. I would do push-ups on rings to increase the difficulty, close hand push-ups on a medicine ball, like a very unstable surface. So that increased the difficulty. I did my dips on rings. The ring training really changed my life at that point. So that made it a lot difficult. And I got bigger. I got stronger. And I probably was really happy with my form then. I was happy with my strength levels. I was happy with my fitness, health, longevity, everything that comes from working out, from appearance through strength, longevity, performance. I was pretty happy with. And I ended up actually adding in weights, okay, weighted calisthenics. Now, the way that actually happened was, aside from standing ab wheel rollouts, straight-legged leg raises, hanging leg raises, are like the hardest exercise you can do for your abs. And it was just too easy. I mean, perfect form. My legs were perfectly straight. No swinging, bringing them up under control, lowering my legs under control. Sets of 10 reps, over 10 reps were like really easy, child's play. And it was almost getting like boring. Okay, so what I decided was, I'm going to go ahead and add ankle weights. So I put ankle weights on, then I put heavier ankle weights on, then I got 10-pound ankle weights, 10 on each leg, which is 20 total pounds, built up to where I was maxing that out. And a couple things happened. Okay, first of all, what I noticed is that my abs were hard as a rock. Like that was the only exercise I was really doing for my abs was weighted, hanging leg raises. And my abs were just hard as a rock. The rest of my body was like very toned, very strong, but my abs were just hard as a rock, just from doing, 4 sets of hanging leg raises with weights. And another thing is I started to think to myself about muscle imbalances. Like a lot of people, their stomachs are weaker than their backs, so they have back problems. I was like, am I going to have back problems or posture problems that will cause, whatever structural problems because my abs are so strong compared to my lower back? I was doing bridges, back bridges on my head, back bridges on my shoulders, but it wasn't adding weight. So I'm like, am I going to have a muscle imbalance because my abs are stronger than my lower back? So I decided I was going to add in, deadlifts. Okay. The only deadlifts I had really ever done before, and this is years and years and years and years ago when I was doing a bodybuilding type routine, were stiff legged deadlifts. So what I decided to do, I started looking at stiff legged deadlifts, and I thought, I'd go ahead and do trap bar deadlifts, okay, because they were like less of like your back, okay, and more of your legs. I mean, because you can stand up higher with trap bar deadlifts, which are the exercises that I do now, the deadlifts I do now, you use more of your quads and less of your back than conventional deadlifts, okay? So it's a much more natural kind of exercise. It's much more back friendly. There have been studies done, especially with sprinting, that is like the best exercise, the trap bar deadlift, in terms of carryover to athletic ability for sprinting. If you're going to do anything, whether it's, playing football, running forward and, slamming into somebody, going for a takedown in wrestling or MMA or something like that, I mean, it's a very natural movement. So I decided I'm going to do trap bar deadlifts. But then I got to the point, I'm like, okay, I'm going to do trap bar deadlifts. Why don't I go ahead and do squats as well? Okay, so I decided to go ahead to add in weighted squats and weighted pistol squats, one-legged squats. And a lot of people are going to think that that's weightlifting, but the way I define calisthenics is moving your body through space. If you lay on your back and you do a bench press, you're moving the weight and your body's staying still. If you roll over and you do a push-up, you're moving your body, okay, through space. And if you do them on rings to make it harder, if you put a weighted vest on to make it heavier, if you put weight plates on your back to make the push-ups harder, you're just doing weighted calisthenics, but you're still moving your body through space. So the way I see it, the way I define it, deadlifts are calisthenics exercise. You're just squatting down and standing up. Squats are certainly calisthenics exercise. You're squatting down and you're standing up. Now, they're weighted if you have weight on you, but you're moving your body through space, okay? As opposed to like leg press or leg extension where you're just laying still and moving your legs independently of your body. So anyway, like I said, I went from basically doing weighted abs out of kind of like boredom to getting good results with my abs with weight to thinking, well, am I going to cause an imbalance? So I started working on my lower back. Then I started working on my lower back. When I did that, I was going to add in squats. A lot of people talk about like doing weights for their lower body, okay, and just doing calisthenics for their upper body, just doing body weight pull-ups, dips, push-ups, etc. for their upper body. That's not what I did. I added in the deadlifts and the squats, and then I added in weight for my dips, and I added in weight for my pull-ups as well. Okay, I've done ring push-ups with a weight vest. I've done body weight rows with a weight vest. I'm not doing them currently, but I have done them. I do enjoy doing them as well. Basically, as soon as I added in the weights for my lower body, I added in weights for my upper body too. And I'm glad I did actually, because now that my quads, which have always been my weakest point, are actually becoming something of a strong point in my body, I'm really glad that my upper body is also growing in proportion to my lower body. So I'm glad I added in the weights for my upper body. Um, you know, do I really think that you need to add weights? A lot of people, and I may be one of them, a lot of people have said that I had a better physique before I added in the weights. And I guess maybe it's a personal thing. Like if somebody thinks, they want the more athletic build, yeah, I think I probably did look better before I added in the weighted calisthenics. Okay. As for health reasons, I don't think there's any reason that you really need to add in weights. Okay, to your calisthenics, I think it's fine. Just doing isometric holds like bridging, planking, handstands, etc. Doing body weight push-ups, pull-ups, squats. Yes, I did have skinny thighs, okay, even though they were in great shape. But like I said, the point is, in terms of aesthetics, yeah, I had skinny quads. But at the same time, I also, the muscles on my thighs and my hamstrings were like rock hard, very strong, excellent explosive power. So in terms of performance, longevity, health, my legs were awesome. I did not need to add weight. In terms of injuries, I've never injured myself really in the weight room. But you do get, like, I get a little bit of bursitis at my elbow sometimes. You do get a little tweak here and there. Full disclosure, I've had problems with my elbow from doing one arm push ups. Okay. Bursitis in my elbow from doing one arm push ups. So just because you're not adding weight, I think every time that you really try to achieve something extreme, whether it's dips with a lot of weight, pull ups with a lot of weight, or one arm push ups rather, you're still pushing the boundaries of what your body can do. So yeah, you're gonna have a problem no matter what you do, as long as you push your body to the extreme. So, like I said, at the end of the day, I don't really think you need to add weights, and I think that most people would do great with calisthenics unweighted. However, like I said, I mean, in terms of, aesthetics, do you want to have bigger muscles? You're probably at some point going to have to add weight if you want to get much bigger muscles. You'll look huge if you're lean, just on body weight, or even when I was doing plyometrics and wasn't doing even body weight calisthenics, I looked extraordinarily muscular because I was so lean. But, like I said, if you want bigger muscles, at some point you're going to have to add resistance, okay? Strength, if I can, deadlift a damn near 500 pounds, for reps, and squat all this way and do, 180 pounds, that's like having a decent sized man on my back while I'm doing dips. You can imagine what happens if I get in a street fight, or I have to defend myself or defend my girlfriend. I mean, it's just more muscle, more size, more strength. Because I do calisthenics, I could still move. I'm not like, a bodybuilder who can't move. I could still move very well because I'm still, after my dips, doing explosive push-ups, plyometrics. After my squats, after my deadlifts, I'm doing, burpees and squat tucks and stuff. So I can still move my body. It's just I have the added muscle mass, the added, size, the added strength. So, like I said, there is certainly a lot of confidence that comes with just being a bigger person. And yeah, I don't know. I guess at the end of the day, it's everybody's personal decision. You know, whether they should add weights to their calisthenics or not. But like I said, that's actually the way it happened. It all started with weighted ab exercises. Weighted hanging leg raises was how it started for me, and it just kind of flowed naturally. And now I'm addicted. I want to get my 20 rep squats up to 3 plates. I want to get my 5 rep trap bar deadlifts up to 5 plates. I worked really hard to get my to get up to 4 plates for weighted dips. I mean, I want to get my back up, my pull ups up really heavy. And like I said, now muscle is an addiction. Just like people talk about tattoos becoming addictions or piercings. And I have 500 tattoos all of a sudden. They say they're going to get one. I mean, it's the same thing with weights. I'm addicted to getting all these weight goals. So, like I said, I guess we'll see. What the future holds, but in general, that's why and how I started using weights for my calisthenics. And like I said, those are my reasons. So I think 99% of the people don't really need to add weights to their calisthenics. Guess it's a personal choice that you have to make for yourself. But, check out, I think it was my very last video on YouTube and IGTV, shows my lower body workout, my upper body workouts coming, and I will certainly keep you guys updated as I close in on my goals. 315 x 20, 315 pounds for 20 reps on my squats, for instance. And as I hit a milestone, I'll go ahead and post them as well. And until then, let me know what you guys do. Do you guys do calisthenics, or do you guys do weighted calisthenics, or do you combine weights and calisthenics? Let me know. I'm kind of interested. Till then, see you guys in the next video.